It's funny how things come around, isn't it? When you look back, particularly your own history. When I worked in hotels as a resting thespian, as I've said many times here on the show, you met all kinds of people, and some were great, particular celebrities that you never thought you were going to meet. And some of them were very kind. Some of them lived up to expectations, and some of them, of course, literally played the characters that you'd seen them appear on the big screen, and you never wanted to see them again. The sort of thing I'm talking about. I remember working in a very prestigious hotel in Park Lane, and one particular day, a very prominent government minister literally came in for lunch, and it was full. The restaurant was full. Now, I'm very young, but I knew who this person was. He was all over the TV, all thanks really to his spitting image puppy. You know what I'm saying? You do kind of remember things like that, don't you? Anyway, he literally he blew a gasket when I pointed out that we couldn't fit him in. He did the usual, "Don't you know who I am?" And I said, "Yes, I do, but we don't have a table." Now, this is how times have really changed, you see, because what happened then, I was hauled in, told off, and suddenly he found a table, and I had to begrudgingly serve him. As one can imagine, total humiliation. As I say, you wouldn't really have that today. It wouldn't be the same thing. This is now what's happened to a friend of Meghan. You see, the bottom line is Serena Williams was riding high recently as the host of the ESPN Award, the Pat Tillman Award. Everything was going really well. And then, of course, she did this. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever. Nice to have your company. And yeah, it's always good, isn't it, to remember certain things. Now, Serena Williams has been covering the Olympics. Well, some people say it's good, some people say it's not. You have to decide yourself. I thought the opening ceremony led a lot to be desired, in my opinion. And I would have imagined it would have been a totally different ball game if they'd have used another religion. You know what I'm saying? But that's showbiz, isn't it? Now, where it gets fascinating to me is literally this, because when you think about it, and you have to sort of think, celebrities get a little bit lost in their own ego. Serena, you see, rocked up at the Peninsuela Hotel over in Paris, and basically, couldn't understand why they didn't give her a table, because according to her, she turned up and there were empty tables. What's emerged now, and this is all being played out on the world of social media. I often say this, good thing, bad thing about social media. Well, basically the hotel fired back saying, no, they were fully booked and these tables were reserved. What they did also point out was that not many people recognised Serena, because obviously she was dressed down, she had a pram, she was with a friend, and that's by no means, you shouldn't treat anybody any differently, but clearly she wasn't using the "do you know who I am" card. She literally just thought, why, etc. Now, on this particular occasion, perhaps, it's been some time since she was the mega champion, perhaps she should have highlighted and perhaps said, is there a possibility, shall I sit in the bar? No, straight to social media, kicking off. Now, what's interesting is people say, they're always trying to pull the different cards out, aren't they? But just cast your mind back to the 100-year celebration of Wimbledon, where Serena had something of a meltdown, according to the media over here, because she demanded, wanted, requested, whichever way you want to put it, the courtesy cars that had been very nicely provided by the Wimbledon champion, company. And the bottom line was, you got it for a couple of days. She wanted it for herself, trainer, manager, mum, makeup artist, whatever, for the whole 2 weeks, a bunch of them apparently. So you can understand that when you look back at certain things, perhaps there's a little train of thought here. As for the restaurant, I don't think it will damage them at all. As for Serena, people will be divided, because it always cuts you off. But as I said, if you look back at some of the celebrity history of these individuals, some people might say sometimes it's best to step back, keep away from the keyboard and think how this will play out. Wimbledon, still love her. She is a recognised sports superstar. No two ways about it. Why spoil it with this sort of behaviour? Do you agree or disagree? As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. And if you can, please like and share. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.